I get it. If he wants the money, I would probably go to the Titans.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he needs to go somewhere where he's competing for a Super Bowl.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today, sitting in for my tag team partner, one of my all-time favorite players, people, and writer of the foreword of the Find the Balance book, Fowler and Campbell. And Fowler, how you doing today, man? Thanks for sitting in.
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's always fun being on here, man.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about new places, new faces and new places. We're going to talk about first-year NFL coaches. We're going to ask, is it too soon to get excited about some things? And it's interesting that we're going to talk about earning trust. Lamar Jackson earning trust with somebody who had to earn my trust, and I had to earn his. So, following, we got DeAndre Hopkins. He is a free agent. He is scheduled to visit the New England Patriots this week. He was released by Arizona last month. He also is meeting with the Tennessee Titans. Bill Belichick has long admired Hopkins, but I think him and Bill O'Brien had some challenging times when he was in Houston. The Patriots also selected 2 wide receivers, but the Patriots got cap flexibility to get DeAndre Hopkins underneath the salary cap. What do you think about where D Hop should go? Is the Patriots a good fit, or are you looking at something else, man?
I'm looking at something else. I mean, if he's trying to get paid, which it seems like what he's trying to do, I would say Titans or the Patriots are good. I mean, they got the money. You know what I mean? They got the money. But
the money dries up real quick in June.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like he's made good money. So there's some teams that, some championship contenders that could use this man. So I get it. If he wants the money, I would probably go to the Titans.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he needs to go somewhere where he's competing for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think he should look at a 1-year deal and try to ball out. It's a gamble, but hey,
I agree.
It's not like he's been working for free the last 10 years. So.
Exactly. In case he is the good 1-year deal, go there, ball out. Next thing you know, that following year.
Yes. All right, Dalvin Cook. So, fans, for the last few weeks, Mike and I have talked about the devaluation of running backs, and this is, Exhibit 99. The Vikings released Dalvin Cook last week, ending his 6-year tenure in Minnesota. They made another effort to trade him, but it didn't work out. Dolphins have interest, as well as several other teams. Shaq, he's 28. He'll be 28 in August, and was set to take up $14 million. You know I must be exasperated, fans, if I'm shacking this guy. The Vikings owe him $2 million, but by releasing him after June 1st, they saved $9 million. Man, this guy is not a bum. Okay.
Yeah, he's really good.
What is going on? Help me understand this, Fowler. Help me understand this.
It's just, I mean, it shows the value of the running back, in the NFL. I mean, you got Ezekiel Elliott as well getting cut, or released, I should say. Dalvin getting released. I want to say Austin Eckler. I mean, he's been looking for a new deal. I mean, he's back, but he never got that new deal. So it just shows the value of the running backs. You know what I mean? They're replaceable. You know what I mean? Replaceable. And I mean, if I'm a football player, that's one position I do not want to play right. You know what I mean?
Yes, 0.5 is catching passes. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to the first-year coaches, and let's have some reasonable expectations. And the reason why I'm doing this, if you listen to our NBA shows, I was very underwhelmed with Boston's coach, and I kept being angry at people, including my partner, who say, it's his first year, it's his first year, it's his first year. So let me see if I can have some reasonable expectations for some of these new coaches. So Fowler, help me out. Arizona, Jonathan Gannon is the first-time coach, and he's working with a first-time GM, and the roster is not very good. So what do you think about Arizona's chances this year, strictly for entertainment purposes? Oh,
I was just about to say I'm going to be a little biased. I'm a Niners fan, so I love the fact that they're going to stink this year. You know what I mean? I love it.
I think I'll take the under.
Definitely taking the under. But I just feel like, that roster is going to take some time. They're going to develop a lot of young guys, and I feel like they're just going to have to build through the draft. Just releasing DeAndre Hopkins, I felt like they could have tried to get something out of that in a trade, but I mean, nobody's going to trade for a guy that's getting that much money. So
what are they going to do with video games, man? What are they going to do with Kyler Murray? Is he going to stay?
So I mean, it's that Arizona team, man. I give them about another 2-3 years to just get back on the map.
Okay, Carolina got a veteran in there, Frank Wright, the very first quarterback in franchise history. He's experienced. He knows what he's doing. He had a 40-33-1 record as a coach. What are the expectations in Carolina? And they got new quarterback, right? They got some fresh new draft picks. What are you thinking about Carolina? What are the expectations there? Strictly for entertainment purposes only.
I like Carolina, man. I think they're in a good division. I think they're really competing.
Wait a second, man. Atlanta, Carolina.
No, that's what I'm saying. When I say good division, as far as competing for them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like as far as like, all right, look, well, we have a chance. I mean, I think it's really just the New Orleans Saints that they have to worry about.
And they ain't much to worry about.
Yeah, so you look at it like, well, we just got to get past New Orleans. You know what I mean? I feel like, depending on how their quarterback, does, they got a great chance.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. And, I worry about Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay. I keep saying to him, rent, don't own, man. Get ready to move. Just keep your stuff packed. Okay? Live out of a suitcase because they're setting you up, brother. They are setting you up. Okay, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. Take the under on Tampa Bay. Okay, Denver. Hey, Kill, what's going on? Sean Payton believes he can fix Russell Wilson. Oh, Sean Payton won 1 Super Bowl and has lived off that for about 2 contracts. Following, what are you thinking? What are the expectations in Denver, who's been, as we said last year, 1 player away from mediocrity?
Yeah, Sean Payton got some good money, and I think that's about it. They're in a tough division, man. I think he can help Russell out, but with no O-line, then you got Kansas City twice. You got the Chargers twice. I just don't see them doing well in Denver. But again, Sean Payton, he's getting paid, so he's fine. He's getting these. I mean, was the highest paid coach?
If not, he's flirting with it.
I was about to say yes.
They're dating.
Exactly.
They're going to dinner.
Exactly. So, man,
I think Russell's done, man. I just think his belly is full. I think he's done, man.
He's in a tough division, but I don't want to say he's done, man. I can't. Nah, I got to root for Russ, man.
You can root for him if you want, but I've never lied to you. He's got all the checks. He's got a beautiful wife at home. When them linebackers start coming at you, do I really need this? You know he's had that conversation. You know he's sitting around like, do I need Colorado in the winter? Do I need any of this? So, hey, show me something. I'm a doubter. I got my hand up now. I am doubting you. So feel free to use me as motivation. Speaking of motivation, Houston.
Let's go.
Hey, Robert, how you doing? The first task is who's running the quarterback. You got a GM, Nick Caserio. They got to convince players to come play for this team. The organization hasn't treated anybody right in a long time. What are the expectations for Houston, man?
Hey, man, I'm a big fan of D'Amico, man. That's my guy. You know what I mean?
All right.
Coordinator from San Fran. So I'm excited to see how he does. I think he's going to mold CJ into a good, great quarterback. It's just about people buying into his system. You know what I mean? I feel like if he can get those guys who there's not a winning culture to buy into his system, I think they'll be just fine. I'm trying to think who else is in their division, man. You got
Oh, the AFC South is terrible. You got Indy,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got Tennessee,
got Jackson.
and There you go, Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Jacksonville got better, but
Jackson.
we ain't pausing on,
Yeah.
on
So,
Jacksonville.
so, so no, no, hey, look, Coach, give me. I like in 2 years. Give me
2
2
years.
years. I like
Okay.
Houston to. I mean, they got some. They got McDonald. Was that McDonald? The defensive end. Who they
Sure.
draft?
Sure.
They got a couple.
They did. I think they had 2 or 5 picks. Point
Yeah.
five is not here to clarify this.
Okay,
Not that
okay.
it was. Not that
Don't
he would do it
quote me on
anyway.
that. They got the defense. They got a good core, man. So I think they're young, and like I said, I think in about 2 years, maybe 3, they'll be just fine.
Okay. Finally, for this segment, fans, the Indianapolis Colts. They searched high and low, and then they chose the hot offense coordinator from the Eagles, Shane Steichen. Yeah, they had Jeff Saturday last year. Don't think I forgot that, man. Don't think I forgot that they pulled the dude out of a booth and put him in. So, what are the expectations for the Colts this year? Tell me, because I'm taking the under.
Yeah. My expectations are not high, man. I don't even know who their quarterback is. And I
They
just
got
don't.
the kid from Florida who played like 6 games.
Richardson. Yeah. He's not.
Yeah, you go ahead and put him out there. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
And you'll see every week the OCP picking against Indy. I'm going to tell you now, if he's a starter week 1, put me in on the money line bet on the other team. Strictly for entertainment purposes. So.
My expectations for them, I mean, it's not high. You got a rookie quarterback who they moved up to get him, and I get it. Like he has a lot of potential, but they're just not, I don't even know. Yeah.
Potential. I won't say what my partner says about potential, but when we get back, fans, we're going to talk about, is it too soon to get excited about some of these teams? We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
The CKA SAVE Project is an industry leader in advocating for student-athlete, academic, and athletic needs. Through academic and athletic enrichment, the CKA SAVE Project is on the forefront of the issues facing 21st century student-athletes. As student-athletes continue to struggle to find a better balance between academic and athletic success, the CKA SAVE Project offers academic and athletic services to support student-athlete academic success, including academic skills assessment, academic and athletic consulting, academic monitoring, academic and athletic workshops. For more information or to schedule a free consultation, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 2. Is it too soon to get excited about some of these teams? So following Carolina, the Carolina Panthers are just coming out of the box saying it's Bryce Young's job to lose. Frank Wright's ready to just give it to him. Andy Dalton is happy getting backup checks. Is it too soon for us to get all giddy about things going on in Carolina? What do you think, man?
Now I like what's going on in Carolina, man. I think Bryce Young is ready. It's tough to say day one starter. I feel like he has to be. But I wouldn't mind if maybe by week 3. You know what I mean? Like he's your starter. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see what they do. You know what I mean? I'm interested to see how Andy Dalton looks in training camp and see how Bryce looks.
All right. So Big Red is just trying to collect a couple more years of checks. So he is not causing a fuss at all.
No need. He's a mentor. He's fine with that.
I don't have to get hit. I get 8 or whatever I get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go on out there, kid. I am good. I love it. All right, New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of noise, a lot of trade rumors. Now it's all happened. And he said, and I quote, "The last 6 weeks have been about the most fun I've had in a while." That sounded like Bobby Knight when he went to Texas Tech after leaving Indiana. That's what came to my mind. Rodgers, who skipped voluntary practices in the last few years at Green Bay, going to the mountaintop and and getting, dirt and whatever and quiet rooms. Everything sounds very peachy keen. And Zach Wilson, who organized off-season workouts last year, man, he's excited about, hey, although I'd like to play, it's Aaron Rodgers. Is it a little too soon to get excited about the Jets? Or, hey, man, the Jets are going to be the team to beat in the AFC East? What do you think, man?
I'm
Sounds
excited.
really good, man. They sound good.
I think they'll be just fine. I think they got the right pieces around them. But as far as the favorites, nah, they're not the favorites. They got a great defense. They got pieces around, A-Rod, but it's still Buffalo and Miami. Like those teams, Miami got better. It just depends on their quarterback situation. But they got the pieces around them to be great offense and defense. And it's hard for me to count Josh Allen out, man. That division is tough, man. It's a tough division. And I mean, I'm interested to see how A-Rod does in that division, man. So it's gonna be interesting, man. That Jets team is, like I said, I think they're loaded too. They got a lot of young talent mixed with some couple veterans on there. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
Okay. All right. Broncos. So Denver Broncos left tackle Garrett Bowles says he takes protecting Russell Wilson seriously. He also said that people are going to, quote, eat crow after this coming season. Well, I might have a plate of crow because I'm one of these people who don't believe him. He said about Russell Wilson, he's a great dude. He's the same guy every single day, and he works his butt off, and I'm ready for that stuff to go away. And when it goes, everybody's going to eat crow. The Broncos traded 5 draft picks, including 2 first and 2 second rounders, as well as 3 players to Seattle for Russell Wilson. He signed a $245 million contract extension before last season began. So no matter what, you are stuck with him. Mm-hmm. Should we get excited that this is the year that Russell shows everybody who he is?
Nah. I mean, like I said, I don't want to count him out, but I think it's just not enough. They're just in a tough division, man. That's all. They're in a tough division. I want to see Russ do well, and I think he'll be solid, coach. He'll be solid, man. Like he's going to have a solid year. Nothing like what he was doing in his prime Seattle days, but he's going to be solid, man.
I didn't pay $245 million, sir, for solid. I didn't pay for that.
We're talking about the money. Why he's not going to live up to the money. They overpaid for that.
That's what I paid for.
But that money. Yeah, that's money going out down the drain. But he's going to be a serviceable guy that's going. It's just the team is just not good enough. That's all. The team is not good enough.
Finally, fans of this segment, the Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill said, "Hey, man, he's going for a 2,000-yard season. You got 17 games. You got Tua doing judo. If you heard last week's episode, I know you know what I'm talking about. He's going to learn how to fall better. You got all of this going on. Okay? Can he get 2,000 yards and break Hall of Fame Calvin Johnson's record of 1,964 yards? What do you think, man?"
I don't see that, honestly. I mean, he's going to draw too much attention. 2,000 yards and Tua, I'm not sold. I got to see Tua after week 4, man. I mean, I just got to see how he looks, how he's taking these hits, because that's not going to stop a 300-pound man from falling on you.
Judo ain't going to do it?
Yeah, nah. So I'm interested to see. I think that, like I said, I think they're going to have a good year. But Tyreek, 2,000 yards, that's a lot, man.
That's a lot. Even with the extra game, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, fans. So when we come back in segment 3, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson and trust in the offense. And what a better way to talk about it than with my former player. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast.
The high school and college academic and athletic landscape is changing. The growing number of college transfers, as well as student athletes being able to profit off the use of their name, image, and likeness, has given student athletes the freedom and power to make life-changing decisions. That is why it is important for student athletes to be properly informed throughout the decision-making process. The difference between success and failure is often measured not by yards, but by inches, and even the most successful coaches and players use outside independent consultants to help improve their decision-making, which improves their results. That is what the CKA SAVE project would like to do for student athletes across the country, improve their academic and athletic results. Our academic and athletic consulting services assist student athletes with the college decision-making process. The CKA team of former high school and college coaches can provide student athletes an independent assessment of their academic and athletic skills to assist student athletes in their college decision-making process. Let the CKA team evaluate your academic and athletic ability to assist you in finding the right fit for your academic and athletic career. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 3. We're going to talk about earning trust, okay? In 4 seasons with Greg Roman, Baltimore primarily huddled up and ran the play that was called. Under new offense coordinator Todd Monken, Lamar Jackson can slide pass protection to one side if he sees a defensive change or switch a receiver's route. In other words, he's got some creative freedom with the offense. He's got a little bit more control. The Ravens are trying to get Jackson back to his MVP-type season. T. Martin, who had a phenomenal career, by the way, in Tennessee, and he was the team's wide receivers coach, is now the quarterback's coach. And there's a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens with the new contract and the only one playoff victory. So, following, what do you think about Lamar Jackson earning that trust to make his own calls in the huddle?
I mean, it's deserving. You know what I mean? He's an MVP. He just signed. He's your franchise quarterback. So that's all the trust you got right there. It's not like he's trying out or he's a backup. No, he's your franchise quarterback. So you obviously paid him because you trust in him. Now just let him go out there and win you games. Now it can be good or bad. You know what I mean? They can be like, well, if he's not making the plays or making the right reads or doing the right things, then obviously he's the one to blame. You know what I mean? Because you gave him all that trust.
You gave him the trust, and more importantly, you gave him a lot of money. So you better call some good plays, bro.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to produce. I think he's going to produce. That's not the issue. But as far as, like I said, just the reads and putting right people in the right position to be successful, that's going to be interesting because I haven't seen him do that. You know what I mean? This is going to be all new to me and new to everybody else as well. So I want to see him do well. I want to see him do really well. I want to see Baltimore do well, but they're in a tough division as well.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about some quarterbacks and some teams that have extended pressure on them. So agree or disagree and share your thoughts on, do they have extended pressure, meaning the pressure to win right now? Jets. Following the Jets have extended pressure on them right now to win right away. Yes.
They got a small window. I say A-Rod max 2 more years. And you think he got more?
No, I don't. I think he's a deteriorating asset, and you paid a lot of money for a guy that's not going to produce for you. And looking at their schedule, they are going to be 3-6, 4-7, and they're not going to make the playoffs. That's how I'm looking at it, because this is a 40-year-old guy who was disinterested the last 2 years, and you can't suddenly rev it up. And remember, the media in Green Bay is not New York City. Look at here. So I'm thinking it's going to be a lot.
He's 40 years old. The media is not an issue for him. It's more
No. It was never about you, remember? It was about how your teammates can handle all of this heat. So can they handle it?
Yeah, but you're in a situation where you're solid. You got a bunch of young guys in your receiving core. how bad did he really want to win? You know what I mean? Like, we've seen him, not give. I feel like he didn't give 100% effort. Now he's in a situation where they're a good team. I think he can turn that switch on and be ready to be an MVP. He was an MVP candidate, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying he turned the switch off? No.
Father Time is undefeated and untied, my friend. Undefeated.
Tom Brady was playing at a high level for a long.
And did you see last year? Because I did.
Tom Brady was what, 54 last year? Come on, man. No.
If you put the uniform on, don't tell me how old you are. If
Hey,
you
look,
put the uniform on.
Hey, look, I think A-Rod is going to do well this season. Now,
okay.
I don't know about the play, but see, it's just they're in a tough division, man. That's the thing. It's like they're in a tough division, but I can't wait for football season to start. It's going to be interesting.
Excited, man. We got to get you. I got to make sure we get you on those preview editions. All right, Dallas Cowboys, Dakota Prescott, because as my partner says, you got to win something to get a nickname. So, do they have extended pressure on them? Dallas Cowboys.
They have pressure every year. On paper, they're a great team. You know what I mean? They look good. Their offense is good. Their offense is good. Their defense is even better. We're getting Stephon Gilmore and keeping like they're a good team on paper, but they never live up to the hype, man. So yeah, it's always extended pressure on them, but they never fail. They're gonna fail. I mean, it's inevitable.
All right, the Miami Dolphins. Do they have extended pressure with Tua and Tyreek Hill? And if they get Dalvin Cook, is that extended pressure?
Dalvin Cook. Was that
that's one of the people. I said if they get Dalvin Cook, because he's visiting Miami. You're not going down. And remember, he went to high school down there. There's a very good chance they could get him, and he'll take the hometown discount. There's a chance. That happened yet.
Okay, so I mean they got a young team as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's pressure. I mean, they're built to win now.
Extended pressure.
Yeah. So I get they probably have some extended pressure. And if they get Dalvin, I mean, what more do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what more do you need to be successful? You got an offense, you got a defense, you got everything you need. It's just Tua. You know what I mean? It's really up to him. So as far as extended pressure, I think they do have a little bit. But I think they'll live up to it.
All right. So what about Buffalo? Buffalo Bills, man. They got the quarterback. They got Von Miller back from injury. They got a lot of things going on for them. Do they have extended pressure?
They do. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, they keep coming up short. They're a team that's built to win a Super Bowl, and they just can't get past the hump, which is, Kansas City. You know what I mean? They're in their way. So they got to figure it out. I think Josh Allen has to do a better job figuring it out. And get his team over the hump.
All right. So now the New England Patriots. Tom Brady is out of the league. Tom won without Bill. Bill hadn't won a thing without Tom. Do the New England Patriots have extended pressure in your opinion?
They don't have any pressure. They
have no pressure.
There's no pressure with them. I don't see them doing well anytime soon.
Wow.
I don't. I'm not a fan of the Patriots. Like they have a solid defense, but their offense, Mac Jones is not it. I'm sorry. Like I get why they like him, but he's not a Super Bowl contending quarterback, in my opinion.
Okay. Finally, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts got the contract. They got the Georgia starting defense. They got like 5 or 6 Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They're in the NFC East. They get the Jags twice. They get the Commanders twice. There's your 4 wins right there, split with Dallas. So going against the rest of the league, you coming in with 5 wins already. Do they have extended pressure to get back to the Super Bowl?
I think they do. I think they need to get back there. They have a team that's built now to get there. I thought when they lost their defensive tackle, it was going to be a problem, but they got it right back. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to be just fine. I think Hurts is a MVP type quarterback. definitely a franchise quarterback, and they took care of him. And I mean, the pressure's there. You know what I mean? They just got to get it done.
Yeah, I do think the extended pressure's there. I think Hurts will actually take a step back this year. Do not forget how weak that schedule was. I don't know if you were on that episode when we were going through strength of schedule last year, but the NFC East was like 29, 30, 31, and 32 in terms of strength of schedule, and the Eagles got to play people now. So
when you say that, do you mean that there's a chance they won't make the playoffs?
No, I don't say that. They're 1 or 2 in the East. But because the East was so weak in terms of strength of schedule, and now they're playing people, you're going to see early how good or not good you are. So no, I think 2 teams are coming out of NFC East in terms of playoffs, and we've seen the rest of the league in terms of the NFC. But
I'm sorry, can I hear those 2 teams?
What?
That's coming out of the NFC?
No, the NFC East. For the playoffs. And Philadelphia will come out of the NFC East for the playoffs. One will be the division winner. One will be the wild card. There you go. But now they've got to play better teams, and you might lose 2 in a row, where last year you went on a long streak, and the Philly media will turn on you quickly. They boo Santa Claus in Philly. So that's a shoot. So anyway, fans, as we get closer to training camp, which is in about 6 weeks, I can't wait for the OCP to continue to give you insightful and intelligent conversation about the NFL. Not a lot of fanboys and fangirl conversation, but hey, look at data. So thank you, Fowler. And so on behalf of Fowler and Campbell, sitting there for my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. And we'll see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.